Okay, hey everyone. And if you know or don't know, Perplexity recently launched their new browser, which is called Comet, and people are testing it out to see if it's going to compete with Google Chrome. Now, for the past few days, I have been going back and forth with did I want to pay $200 to try it out? Because right now it's only available to their $200 a month plan, or you could be put on a wait list. So I held off for a little bit because I was already paying $200 a month for ChatGPT. And I'm just seeing a lot of videos put up online of how valuable it could be. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to rip the band aid off and try it out. So I played around with it for a couple of minutes beforehand, and I have to say it is incredibly powerful and definitely takes a little bit of time to get used to. And I just want to explore some use cases to show its capability because I think if this is going to be as helpful as I think it will be, like I'm not gonna need my ChatGPT $200 subscription. I'm not gonna need my Claude subscription because a lot of what everyone is trying to figure out right now is how to interact with a terminal or an external interface to be connected to all of your external databases so everything could kind of connect and talk to each other. But what this is doing is kind of just taking your entire browser and making it accessible to AI. And I think that might just solve everyone's problems and what they're looking for. And that you could even interact with all the different models with one subscription. That is incredibly powerful. And the browser could actually take actions for you on behalf of yourself while you're doing other things. And I'm going to show, and I'm going to try to show certain use cases to see if it could do what I want it to do. So for to start, so I run a newsletter. So I was just thinking I didn't try any of these use cases beforehand. So if I go to my newsletter and I click create new, let's do create a new post. So now normally you need to do research, you need to write it, you would need to link in sources, you need to create an image. So let's see how this will do with helping me with this task. I'm looking to write a newsletter for my audience around how Perplexity recently launched their new browser. So I want to give them a bit of a background around what Perplexity is if they're not aware of it, what they're trying to do, what capabilities it has, and that I'm currently doing a live video. And I want you to research the websites. And then I want you to write the newsletter for me and link in the appropriate websites for me so I don't have to do that, so they could read the source material. And then I want you to give me a few images that I could put throughout. Okay, so let's see what it does. So here, it's starting, okay, went through 39 sources. And it said, here's a concise, actionable newsletter. And then it gave me some stuff. Here's the links, images you can use. Okay. So now I have my newsletter open and I want you to write it for me and do it. Okay, let's see if it takes the action to start doing it for me. Okay, it's still not. Write it in my newsletter for me to review. Okay, so now we got it to take control of my screen. So let's see how it does. So what this essentially is doing is I was able to do research. I was able to go back and forth with the questions. And now if it's actually going to start doing the work for me, that is truly incredible. And it really is such a different experience using this versus Chrome and having like not having to go back and forth between different agents. It's definitely it's weird and it's incredibly powerful. See, you could read its thoughts. See, it says here, I'll help you draft the newsletter. I'll help you add a subtitle. Now I'll help you click on the main content editor, paste the news draft. Okay, so this did it for me without me having to leave the page. So title, it didn't give me title. Okay, I wanted to format. And you see if it could format it nicely without all of this text. See, it is editing it, which is incredible, but I still don't like all of this. Remove any symbols. So this is entirely built on like Google's open source Chrome. So you're able to import all of your bookmarks, your passwords, and everything is a pretty seamless setup. Like there was a few websites that I have to go in and sign in again. So like if you forget your passwords, like it's kind of a little bit annoying, but it was pretty seamless to start. Here, okay, now it took away a lot of it. Let's see here. Let's see. Go to YouTube or find other people's articles on how they named these newsletters, and if it did well, give me 5 ideas on how I could name this title. Here, like, you could just stay on and it will go to other sources. It's going to Reddit, it's going to other websites to see what title you can do. See, and you just do everything from one browser, which is pretty cool. So I like drafting this in a certain way, so I'm not going to send this out, but I was just doing this as a test, and it's pretty cool what it could do so far. And you could actually interact with your custom agents to make it even more specific in formatting. So that's just for Substack, which I think it did a pretty good job so far. So now, let's go to LinkedIn. So I think this is a really cool one. So let's say I have a post that people are commenting on. Let's say this one, or this is the one that's going live right now. So I'll say, can you go through my past 5 posts on LinkedIn and tell me who is the best people that I should reach out to that could be potential clients that either liked or commented on my post. So here, people are building out, and I was also like agents to scrape like your LinkedIn comments, your likes, and see who's commenting on your post, do research about them, and then see if it's someone you should possibly reach out to. So here, if you can just fire this off while on LinkedIn, and you could see here, it's actually scrolling through LinkedIn itself. See here, you could see it's thinking, click to view the fill list, and then it's going to show the past 5 posts. And let me continue to get more reactions. Now let me dismiss this dialog. Let me click on the comments. You can see here, it's going through all of my past 5 posts, getting all of the people that commented on my posts, getting the liked, and let's see what it comes back with. Just as an initial reaction, this is really cool. And I think this is, if it's gonna maintain like this level of accuracy that I hope it will, and give me the lift that I'm looking for, so I don't have to constantly switch through different applications back and forth, different large language models, copy pasting, and you kind of do that all from your browser. I think that's an actual game changer, and like I don't see why I would stay on Chrome if this keeps on working the way that I hope it will. So here it said based on an in-depth review, here are the most relevant people that I should reach out to. So like that's incredible to do that right on LinkedIn. So now here, even if I wanted to see, like this is the 5 posts that I look through. So then even if you wanted to send a message to someone, so let's say Here. You research John and write a short intro. See, just things like this that can make everything so seamless, which is really cool. And you can actually take actions on itself. And then one of the other things is really cool is like if you wanted to talk with other web pages, you could actually like just talk with all of your tabs. So even if, let's say, you're on X and you could say, I don't even know. I'm saying there's just so many possibilities of what you could do. So let's try, no, so that's another social media. So here, this is something that I've tried is a real estate test base that I've built out using the Claude MCP. So now I want to see if this could actually help me interact with my Airtable database, because I know Airtable also came out with their AI, like as a layer. But if you have your own AI layer for every single website, that is also really cool. So here, I'll say, can you create for me row 7 within this overview real estate test space and fill out another fake data row? Let's see here. How will it do with actually interacting and filling out forms? Okay, and this is doing it all by itself. Actually, let's do something even better. Let's say research 2 apartment buildings within New York City that are for sale right now, get their information, and populate this Airtable. One of the other things I think it will be really cool and helpful will be when I need to fill out forms, like applying for things, that it can have my information ready and just go and fill out things. Okay, so see how well it does. Add a record, added a record. And this is taking information from online researching. So now if you're in the real estate, doing your research on properties, taking that information, putting it into like it's logged into all of your 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 internet. So like anything you're logged into, like one of the things that I've been speaking with people that is a significant hurdle is there's a lot of information that's behind paywalls, and accessing that information with large language models like within ChatGPT, Claude, like if it didn't have the authentication to get behind those paywalls, it was a significant hurdle to actually analyze that information. You would have to go in yourself and copy and paste the data. But now, if your Chrome could actually go into all the websites that you are already logged into and analyze all of that data, that's going to be a game changer. So you get an email about a property. Now you just take that information and be like, okay, great, research across the internet, look at all the places I'm logged into, and then it's just going to go out and do it for you. I see this really changing a lot in the future. See, and then this just filled it out. Now, another, I guess, thing that I wanted to try as just like a cool test. Let's see if it could actually interact. Let's see with, okay, here. I want you to interact with ChatGPT and create for me a landing page for a live webinar on presenting on Perplexity Comet. And I want you to go back and forth with ChatGPT and making sure that the landing page is optimized for clarity and structure. Okay. Now let's see how it's crazy when you see one AI start talking to another AI. Okay. I want you to interact with this page and do it for me. Because I'm thinking even in terms of building out workflows, building out make.com workflows, building out N8N workflows. Like if you're just on the screen and you're saying, okay, help me solve this problem, and it sees everything you see, like that's incredible. Even if it could take actions for you and build out the workflows for you, and you're just standing there making sure everything is being done correctly, that's a totally different game that you're playing now. I want you to come up with the copy. So research online the best way to present the copy, and then take that information and put it in this screen and then build out the web page for me. Okay, so here, let's see. Now it's researching the best landing pages and copywriting tips. Now it's taking control of my screen. Filling out all the information for me. Okay, it says here, ChatGPT's generating a response. It's waiting for it to complete. Let's see if it now goes back and analyzes it, or okay, it's gonna say it's done. It's like that was by itself. Let's say no, want it to write code page and I want you to okay, so now instead of interacting with ChatGPT, I'm going to interact with my browser. So now it's taking control of my screen again. Let's see if it says the instructions to change it. This is crazy. Okay, so now we're waiting for it to load. Failed to generate. Okay, maybe it got stuck. Okay, so now it's trying to do it again. See, now it's generating the code. But I want it done in Canvas. Okay, so maybe it doesn't know about ChatGPT's functionality. So now I'm just trying to think. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now it's working. Okay, so now let's preview it. Okay. Supercharge your knowledge. Okay, so now that we have this, I'll say, I want you to analyze the entire landing page, and I want you to go out and do research on how to best optimize this further, and then tell AI to make the appropriate changes. So you see, this is really minimizing all the different tabs, going back and forth, analyzing. So now it just researched, took all of this. Now it's putting it in here. So I didn't have to switch a million tabs, do all this research, put it in a large language model, copy, paste, and it's just doing it all for me. And this is really, really cool. Okay, it's editing, and now it says it's waiting. I like it how it's waiting before this comes back. Okay. Okay. So it finished doing this. Now let's see how it changed it. Transform how you work with AI. Master Perplexity Comet in 40 minutes. Reserve your spot now. Only 100 spots available. Be your host. Event details, what you learn, who should attend, what you get, what people are saying, FAQs, secure. Like, I didn't have to do anything, and it just optimized it and made it better. So now I'm gonna say, give me a poster that I can create to some now. Let's see what it does for the image. Okay, so just put a random guy in there, but I could always change this. But like that's pretty cool just to put in there. And yeah, like I'm going to be exploring a lot more of the possibilities of what is possible, but just from my initial couple of hours trying it, it seems really, really powerful. And you still have the same feel as Chrome, so it's nothing so different, but now you're going to be interacting with the web in an entirely different way. And this might actually take over me using Claude, me using ChatGPT as external large language models if I could actually interact with all of my tabs and it could seamlessly get all of my data from anywhere I've been on the web. I think that's going to be a complete game changer. So I'll definitely keep everyone updated. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out, and hope you all have a great day.